I represent the sublime convergence of three global agenda councils. Sorry, that was a joke, you're supposed to laugh. Three councils: Migration Council, Skills Gap, and Gender and Equality. We all came together in Dubai and said, we've got one huge common issue, and it's to do with skills and skilling the workforce of the future, but it's also to do with the movement of people across country boundaries on a global basis. So, what we're looking at here is trying to find a mechanism that will help move people from one country to another to benefit the economy and then maybe to move some of them back. We have a huge problem today. 250 million people work outside of their country of origin, and we forecast at the IOM that that might be 500 million within 20 years. So clearly there is a problem and an opportunity there. What we've tried to do in the convergence of the council, and by the way, the slides up there don't agree with mine, so I'll just look at these ones if you don't mind. What we've tried to do is to say, if we want to change something, and there is no organization globally that can help the governance of moving skills around the world, what do we need to do to improve it, to get it to be better? So that's where we're starting. We've done a lot of pre-work, we've done a lot of analysis of skills gaps inside of countries, and there are internal mechanisms that we're working on right now with governments to forecast talent in a much better way, and then to do something about the supply and demand of the right talent in the right place at the right time. Outside of that, the biggest issue we have for the three councils is the correct treatment of people that move from one place to another. People move for three reasons: climate or natural disasters. Second one is political and conflict situations, and the third one is the economy, economic reasons, supply and demand, the pull of higher earnings potential. So we want to put in place a flow process mechanism with the right players that absolutely does this the right way. You can see what we call the usual suspects up there. You know them all. It's the international community, it's countries, academia, talent itself, which suffers sometimes and benefits sometimes from this, international institutions, corporations and countries. We have analysed that actually none of these players work very effectively together, and there is no binding organisation that provides a platform for a dialogue and a policy development to implementation process. There was a chance during the WTO in the services directory that we might have got some standards for this, but that went right out of the window when it wasn't finalised. We think as a global agenda, we need to take this forward to provide the right kind of platform to move people decently around the world, and then to ensure that they provide the right skills when they arrive in a particular country. So that's what this real proposal is about. So where are we up to? Again, slightly different one, but what we've tried to do is to work out what kind of dialogue you would need between those players. Essentially, what are win-win situations? Because if you marginalize any of the players that we highlighted before, then the whole thing will not work. We need a result-oriented, practical platform to give governments, corporations, individuals, international organizations and NGOs something to work with. We're already trying some experiments with this, but we know we need to scale the whole process and scale it rapidly. So you can see the kind of brainstorming that we've been through from, we need a holistic view through to how do we solve this supply and demand situation. We've done a lot of work in putting data together in the background with the World Economic Forum and various academic organizations, so we know what we're talking about. We know the flows, who's going from where to where. We know what happens to people when they're treated the wrong way. We know that the criminal community fills the void of international governance when it is not there, and this is a huge industry worldwide. Trafficking people, labor is being bartered around the world in an absolutely disgraceful way. So, we need to engage policymakers, essentially, and we need your help to do that. So, in the Ideas Lab today, when we go to the back, we would like some practical ideas of, okay, great vision, fantastic idea to have a platform, but how on earth do we make it work? There's enough expertise in this room to help us come up with some ideas to make it work. Currently, we're forecasting bringing together a number of nation-state governments, along with academia, global corporations, to say, let's wipe out the past, let's write something new, let's implement a new policy, get it out there and get global governments to adopt it. It's like putting the International Organization of Migration on steroids. That's what we want to do, by getting everyone involved. We need your help. We need your ideas. Thank you.
Good. Good.